Lewis Hart for The Ring magazine, always good to be joined with Adam Azim here in boxing capital of Slough, where a lot more talent are coming through, but obviously a big fight for yourself on the Eubank Benn undercard against Zaur Abdullaev. Adam, it's been a while, but how have things been?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I haven't been on the camera for quite a while now, so it's good to be back, and it's good to see your familiar faces as well, so which is like yourself, so yeah.
Enjoying not being on the camera?
To be fair, you know what, I do miss it. Sometimes I do like the camera, sometimes I don't, but for me to get out there, I've got to be on the camera and present myself, so yeah.
Yeah, good stuff, and we have to talk. Obviously, being in Slough today, more and more talent are coming through. It felt like obviously yourself, your brother, and Hamza are almost spearheading it, but you're seeing guys like Zain Ahmed and Hassan Ishak coming through there as well. It must feel good to be in I guess a hotbed of boxing talent, really.
Yeah, of course. Slough's definitely one of the places now that a lot of boxers are coming out, such as myself, my brother Hamza, Hassan Ishak, Zain doing his pro debut next week, Zain Ahmed. So, there's more boxers coming out. You got Zayan. He's also obviously cousins of Zain as well, so he'd be fighting very soon himself. There's a lot of good talent coming out of Slough, and this is the hot place where Slough's thriving of talent now, so which is good.
Yeah. Do you feel like you have that role now of almost being a role model? Because people will look up to you guys like Hassan, Zain, they'll see what you done from the same area. So do you feel like you have that role model?
Of course, for myself, I want to come across as a good person. I want to be the person to inspire the next generation, such as obviously the people in Slough, but all across UK itself. Which for myself, being a role model, British Pakistani, I'm proud to be that, and I'm proud to help any ethnicity, any culture to be obviously a great role model for them as well.
Yeah, good stuff. And we'll touch on obviously a big fight for yourself got announced on the Eubank Jr against Benn rematch undercard, Tottenham Hotspur, Zaur Abdullaev. It feel good to be back in there and be back in the ring, which has probably been a bit of a frustrating year for yourself, you could say.
Yeah, of course. I had a very difficult fight with Sergio Lipnis. I took him out in good fashion. I boxed how I wanted to box, and I took the fight inside. I've got a great fight in front of me next. He's fought in Devin Haney, he's fought Linares, so he's got a good caliber and a good resume itself. So for me to start obviously this year with a bang, this is my second fight of the year, which is obviously it's been a very long time of not being in the ring, but I'm still sharp, I'm still looking good, and I'm looking forward to fight at Tottenham.
Yeah, obviously not getting into the promotional situation too much yet, but not being able to capitalise on that momentum of that Lipinets fight. Was that frustrating for someone like yourself who's almost always in the gym?
To be fair, it was quite frustrating, especially when my fight did get cancelled in June, where I was meant to have a tick-over fight. Then obviously the fight itself was meant to be the fight which is now coming up in Tottenham. So, but like I said, everything happens for a reason. It still doesn't faze me, and it happens in boxing. You get fallbacks, you get delays, and a lot of people getting hand injuries, and such as myself. Imagine me waking up on fight day and I'm buzzing to go, and then I get a knock at the door by my trainer Shane, and he says the fight's off. So that feeling wasn't great, because I prepared myself for that fight, made the weight, and then it's frustrating, but we're here now, and this world and life works in mysterious ways that Allah has given us. So which is a great thing. So I'm blessed for any situation.
Yeah, and taking on someone like Abdullaev, when you see, he's obviously boxed Devin Haney, just coming off of a world title fight against Raymond Murataya. Do you look at that almost as like a measuring stick in a way, like whatever they done to these guys, I'm going to do it differently, almost like Lipinets in a sense, the way that you done it to him. Yeah,
Abdullaev, he's a great contender. He's fought. I can say he's fought for a world title because when he did fight Haney was given the WBC world title because he was fighting for the interim. So I could say that Abdullaev was fighting for a world title. He's gonna come, give it a go. He lost his last fight against a great, fighter, and I just feel like there's levels to this game, and I feel like this is my time to shine. And you know, a lot of people seen my potential in my last fight. You got to see this fight because I'm gonna put in a great statement.
And being on the big stage as well, almost being on like a Riyadh season Ring magazine card.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it was a long time coming? There was always like the idea of you flirted being on there. Do you feel like it was a long time coming now?
Yeah, it's like, you know, such as myself, you know, I always wanted to be on a Ring magazine card. I always wanted to be, you know, fighting in front of Turk Sheikh, which is a big honour and a privilege to be on the card itself. So, you know, it's one of my dreams as well because, you know, I'm 23 years old, and you know, to fight in front of a massive crowd in Tottenham is a big statement that I've got to put on.
How have things been for yourself? Because, you know, you say that you're still 23, but it feels like you've been around for a while almost. You know, you've been main eventing for almost 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah.
So, like, how is it at this point in your career where you feel like you're almost like a mainstay main event?
To be fair, look, you know, I've been main event numerous times, and this is one of the fights where, you know, I'm fighting on a big, massive platform. So, you know, I didn't want to fight on a main event because I've got such a big platform there where, you know, I can showcase my skills. I can fight in front of Turk Sheikh, which is the main man in boxing at the moment. So, he's one of the guys that, you know, he's putting all these fights up, and I got offered, obviously, Ben Shalom, my promoter, so he's the one who offered it to me, and I couldn't say no to it.
I guess on an experience front though as well, you must feel, although albeit young, you must be so experienced because you was exposed to the pro game at an early age.
Of course, yeah, like in sparring and my training, I've matured as a fighter. I've, you know, developed. I know how to fight any fighter inside, fighting on the mid range, long range. I can do it all, and I feel like this next fight you're gonna see, you know, the new Adam.
I wanted to ask you about extending your deal with BOXXER.
Yep.
Obviously, their broadcasting situation was up in the air now with the BBC.
Yep.
You know, a few fighters like Ben Whittaker have chose to leave. To your decision, what made you want to stay with Shalom and BOXXER?
Obviously, BOXXER and Ben Shalom, they've delivered. You know, me and Ben have a great relationship. He presented us a great offer, and we took the offer. And, you know, I have a great relationship with Ben Shalom. You know, he's delivered me the fights. He's a good person, and for me to become a superstar, I've got to be fighting on BBC because the audience on BBC is millions of people watching it. I couldn't say no to that either. So, you know, for me to be a pay-per-view fighter, I've got to be fighting on the likes at BBC.
Mm-hmm. And career-wise, I say, do you feel like, you know, if we were to have this conversation, 12 months later, we'd be talking about world titles for you?
Of course, like, in 12 months later, I could even have a world title. Mm-hmm. Like, I could have 1 or 2 world titles. Like, we'd be sitting in the same place in 12 months, and we'd be doing a different interview, and I'll be telling you I've got 2 world titles in my bag. Yeah. So, like I said, like, for me to become a superstar, I need to fight on the likes of BBC. That's why, you know, my journey has continued with BOXXER, and it will remain sticking with BOXXER. So yeah.
How exciting is it now for yourself that you're pushing towards world titles? Because that's what everyone always said about you. They said, look, Adam Azim will be a world champion from like 2, 3 and 0. So to now almost be within touching distance, how can you describe that?
It's very close. It's very, very close. Like, you got Dalton Smith fighting for world title next against Subriel Matisse, and it's a very tough fight for Dalton. A very tough fight, and he's one of the probably hardest champions in that division after Teofimo. I want Dalton to win. I don't want him to lose. I actually want him to win.
Do you think he wins?
It's a tough one. Like, it's a very tough fight. I hope he wins. That's you know, good luck to Dalton. I want him to win that fight. It's because it makes the fight bigger for both of us, you know. And I want him to win the WBC world title. So yeah.
Do you think, like, and you know, your name's always going to get talked about? Do you think, you know, with him having a world title now, that warrants it for that to be a big enough fight for you to take it, or would you like to win a world title before that fight happens with Dalton?
I think it'd be nice if I win a world title before that. You know, it'd be great because if we both of us got a world title each, we can unify. So it'd be a big, massive British showdown. So I do want him to win it. Like I said, we both haven't been very active ourselves. Like, if I was in his shoes, I'll be very active. But if he was in my shoes, he'll be saying the same thing, that I've got to be active as well. Yeah. And we both got big fights coming up. So, and I wish him all the best, and I want him to win.
Aside from Dalton and Sabriel, what do you think about the other world champions? You got Antuanne Russell fighting Hirooka. Yeah. You got Richardson Hitchins as well. Yeah. What do you think about the other world champions?
They're all good.
Tio obviously as well. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously the people that have got it right now. You got Antuanne Russell, and he's from America, and you got Hitchison also in America. Looking at those 5 fighters that have got the belt, I'll be itching to get in the ring with Hitchison. I would love to take that fight.
Yeah. Why him in particular?
I just feel like I'll beat him. I'll beat both of them. I'll beat Antuanne Russell and I'll beat Hitchison. But I just feel like Hitchison's is a bigger name, and I feel like I can beat him. So, but I've got this fight coming up, but. In the future, I really want that fight.
You must feel like you're definitely on their radar. They must know. You must feel like they know about you.
Yeah, they definitely know about me. Obviously after the fight against Sergey Lipnitz, the only person to stop him was Boots Ennis. So, and he was a forward Russian fighter just coming forward, Kazakhstani, I think, just coming forward, very strong. And I just feel like they were definitely watching that fight. And Sean Porter was there, and he's from America, so.
Yeah, good stuff. So I'm sure you must feel like a statement on November 15th puts you well in line for
of course.
Contention.
Like Abdullaev is a good contender, a good world class fighter, and I feel like I could beat him either way, inside, outside, and I feel like I can stop him.
Yeah, good stuff. Look, Adam, always good to catch up. Always appreciate taking time to speak to you.
Thank you very much.
All the best on November 15th. Thank you. Cheers. Thanks, mate. Cheers.